Good evening and welcome to this edition of StormCast. I'm your host, Ray Pisani. Great to be back with you guys here on YouTube Live. Got some of our team members here with us tonight as well. We've got Georgia with us from up in North Carolina. We've got John, one of our newer team members. Great to have you on here, John, from out in Bartlettsville, Oklahoma. So in the area, we'll get to you a little bit later. And we also have Laura from up in Pennsylvania. Good to have you on here tonight, Laura. We're also broadcasting this live here on Periscope. We've got some ongoing severe weather right now at this time that we're going to talk about. And then we're also going to talk about what we're expecting over the next couple of days. So first, let's take it to what we have going on right now here. And right now we've got a cluster of severe thunderstorms here in parts of north central Nebraska. As you guys can see, pretty much MCS type of setup here with this line kind of slowly drifting off to the east, southeast. And primary threats with a lot of these storms have been some very, very large hail. I mean, we've seen some indications of hail over 2 inches, 2.5 inches this evening. And these storms are going to continue slowly pressing off to the east, also dumping a lot of rain in these areas as well. So definitely a flood threat. So, John, you're out in Oklahoma there. What's been the talk out there in Oklahoma concerning, maybe later tonight and especially tomorrow into Wednesday and Thursday?
Well, just we're going to have some severe weather. Most of it's going to be out west of me for today and tomorrow. But northeast Oklahoma should get it Wednesday and then again Thursday.
Awesome. Are you planning on going out chasing?
Yeah, we're going to go out Wednesday and Thursday east of I-35 in northeast and southeast Kansas. Currently, they have an enhanced risk for this area for Wednesday.
Yeah, so excellent that you bring that up because as you said, there is the enhanced risk. So let me get that over here. I'll show you guys what we got going on over here with this in the next couple days here. Finally, I mean, it's been quite a while since we've really had a good bit of severe weather to talk about. So as you can see right now, we currently have a very elongated slight risk area here from pretty much eastern South Dakota, western Minnesota, all the way down, stretching back into Texas, almost to the Mexico border there. We have 2 current severe thunderstorm watches on the board. One here. This is severe thunderstorm watch 58, which is for that cluster we were just looking at, pushing through Nebraska and across the South Dakota border. That goes tonight until 11 p.m. Central Time. Again, primary threat to the lot of these storms is going to be the hail and also some damaging winds. Very low tornado threat with the system, but can't rule out, one of those brief spin-up type tornadoes. And then our other severe thunderstorm watches down here in western Oklahoma and West Texas. This also goes until 11 p.m. Tonight for those areas as well. So definitely a long night ahead. Really just starting to kind of get into starting to see some of these storms fire off, especially right now pretty much in Nebraska, but we'll probably start seeing some of these storms fire off here maybe in the next hour or two, I think, also down into Texas. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's pretty much the idea of what's going to happen. Little fun fact, Oklahoma, as some people may or may not know, hasn't had a tornado all year. And we just broke the record for the longest drought that we've ever had. California's had 5 at this point, and Oklahoma, in the middle of tornado alleys, had 0.
Yep, and the state with the most, at least I think it was as of the 28th or the 27th of April, was Louisiana with 53 tornadoes. So, and here in Georgia, we have had 10. Laura, you're up there in Pennsylvania. I think you guys have had one or a couple, maybe one or two. And Georgia's in North Carolina, where they had a couple tornadoes. When was it, like last week before? When there were those tornadoes in North Carolina and Virginia?
It was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
How many did you guys have up there? It was like, what, 3 or 4?
I think it was 3 here and like 3 or 4 more up in West Virginia.
In Virginia, yeah. I know there was the one near Lynchburg area. I think that was the strongest tornado we've had so far this year, and that was an EF3. So
yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of what we have going on today. But let's take a look at what we have going on the rest of the week. So as John mentioned earlier, we do have an enhanced risk tomorrow, which, I mean, I'm thinking I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe this get upgraded to a moderate risk area, maybe for parts of really southeast Kansas. I mean, not southeast Kansas, southeast Nebraska there. I mean, they've got the 30% hatched risk area here, as you guys can see already for that area, and then extending back down into central Kansas. Really kind of the triple point area where the dry line and the cold front, that area seems to be the main target for tomorrow. And they are saying there's the potential for tornadoes tomorrow, maybe. An isolated strong tornado isn't out of the question as well, but that's kind of what we're looking at for tomorrow. I mean, so what's this include? This includes places like Lincoln, Nebraska, all the way down, not quite to just west of Wichita, Kansas is in that hatched area, almost down toward like Enid, Oklahoma area as well. So kind of what we're looking at. Omaha, Nebraska, Council Bluffs, Iowa, which is southwest Iowa. There, Salina, Kansas, those type of areas really going to be under the gun tomorrow. But even where you see this brown shading, I mean, extending all the way up into Wisconsin, potential for some severe weather from Wisconsin all the way down to western Oklahoma. So very wide area of severe weather. So, John, I mean, why do you think, like, why so far today have we not seen, like, that huge outbreak of severe weather, particularly, like, across Texas right now?
Yeah, I was just checking on that. Earlier there, when I checked, their radar was down, but they're starting to get some storms up in that area. I mean, the watch goes in for another 2 hours, almost 3 hours. So they should get some.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple significant weather advisories out here, I see. And, I mean, look at all the chasers. I mean.
Yeah, I was trying to share that with my radar scope on here, but it wouldn't share. But there's a lot out there.
Yeah, that's a look at them. I mean, you can see them all here lined up there on, what is that? This is
it's gonna be
US 62. That goes north and south, east of Amarillo. A whole bunch of chasers out there right now. That's a lot of people out here in Texas Panhandle, western Oklahoma.
Like we said earlier, we haven't had any weather down this area for a while, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Shamrock, Texas, that's like, you know, kind of where everyone's hanging out and just playing 62 there.
And that's a good chase country. It's nice and flat. You can see forever. I've been out there a couple years ago, and it's very nice chasing area.
Yeah. Well, we will have to see what happens the rest of the season. But right now, I mean, the cap is holding strong there across West Texas. Right now, we'll see if we can get any breaks in the cap a little bit later this evening. We'll keep an eye on it over the next couple of hours. It's what, 8 o'clock out there? So, I mean, it's already Well, I mean, is this what time does the sun go down out there where you're at, John? You're out there in Oklahoma.
About 8:30, 8:45ish.
Okay, so you guys about to run out of daylight here shortly. So wouldn't be surprised to see a couple nocturnal supercells possibly though in that area. Couple hail reports out here. Garden City, some 1-inch hail reports. But right now, seems like all the action's pretty much up here in Nebraska with this line coming through. And look at this.
There's one in South Dakota, too.
Up in South Dakota? Yeah,
Yep.
right here on the South Dakota border, yeah.
Yep. It
That's
looks
that
pretty good.
Same MCS type of line. That's showing 1 1/4-inch hail on that. Let's see how fast they're moving. They're probably not moving too fast. These are moving golf ball size hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour, it says. So a little bit faster than I anticipated. So, but here's pretty much where that center low pressure is right in here. There. I kind of like this southern storm here. Looking pretty decent. I mean, it's got a huge hail core, 3.25 inches. Take a look at the vertically integrated liquid. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I seen that a while ago.
That's a nice hail core right there. And let's see whose windshield wants to get blown out in this one. We got a little Alex Heimberger's on that. Oh, Nathan Moore and is there on that storm as well. Let's see if his windshield gets destroyed here in the next half hour. Then we got Ryan. I don't know who he is. I always like seeing who I know that's out there on these storms. So, if you were chasing today, John, you could be anywhere here. Where would you have set up? Would you be playing the dry line like a lot of people are? Or would you be up here closer to the low pressure center?
Personally, I would have played the dry line just to see. Like I said earlier, I like the chasing out there. It's a lot flatter and you can see forever. And it's a little bit closer to here. More interstate anyways.
Yeah, that's true. You can just pretty much hop on, what is that, Interstate 40 and just head west till you get to Texas there. How long of a drive is that out there from where you're at?
Say Shamrock is probably about 4 or 5.
4 or 5. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not
I
bad.
know a couple years ago, me and a buddy left here on a Saturday around 11 and got back Sunday morning around 6. But that was, of course, having rain all the way back home, too.
Yeah. That trailing stratiform precipitation, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love it. So what is your most memorable storm chase you've been on?
Well, there's several. Most memorable one is I wasn't even chasing. It was, of course, the Joplin one. I was coming back from a wedding, coming from the east, heading west, and almost ran right into that bad boy.
Wow.
I wasn't out there in the El Reno a couple years ago. I wasn't in that one, but I mean, there's just been several. We had a nighttime tornado up in, I can't even remember where it's at, but it's up in middle of Kansas. It was about 9 o'clock. I was actually on the way home, and a storm popped up in front of us and went tornado warned. And we were listening to the radio, and according to what the local reports were, the tornado was coming down and going back up about 2 or 3 blocks to our west. So that's probably been the most interesting one.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
That sounds like quite the story for sure.
Yeah, it was, and it was nighttime, and like I said, I was on my way home and had to stop and get gas. And the gas station we were at, everybody was telling us to take shelter, and then that's when we heard it on the radio. And it was, like I said, 2 blocks to the west behind the gas station. I decided I had plenty of gas.
Yeah, it's that close.
Cutting it real close.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've never really gotten to do is like do like a Great Plains chase. I've got to get out there at some point in time and get out to like Oklahoma or Texas or Kansas. So
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And then Wednesday is really your day. So what are you planning on Wednesday with that enhanced risk, much larger area on Wednesday? What are you thinking?
Right now I'm thinking we're going to head close to like the Ponca City area. I get off work at 4, so that should give me plenty of time to get a little bit further west and just follow it into northeast Oklahoma. Currently, we're expecting it to be more of an evening, nighttime event, so that'll be interesting.
That will be nighttime tornadoes. Not the greatest. So yeah, Ponca City's there, just west of where I see it. So you're just gonna head west and then kind of follow it back east.
Yeah.
Through the evening back over toward Bartlettsville. Sounds like a good plan. You can go. Got a good road network out there. You kind of sparse there between Ponca City and Powasco. Is that Powasco? Yeah.
Yeah. Like
there.
there's a lot of county roads out there that we've been on several times. So the worst part about it is the cell phone reception. So I might also play southern Kansas and go north and then go west towards Ark City. But it just kind of depends on how much time I have to get out of work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know the feeling. I usually get out around 4 too. I think Wednesday I get out around 4 Eastern. So if you need some radar assistance or whatever, just hit me up. I should be available.
Okay.
Wednesday afternoon, and then especially Wednesday evening. Should be around, so that'll be good. And those watching, Chris, great to have you on here, and Antonio. Hope you guys are doing well. And those that may be watching from out in Oklahoma, Kansas, even into Nebraska. I mean, this is definitely something to take seriously, especially Wednesday. Now, one thing that did surprise me was a couple of days, I think it was 2 days ago, there was a risk area for Thursday, but since then the SPC has removed that risk area, stating that the predictability is too low. So that is rather interesting, even though some of the models have been indicating that Thursday could be just as active as a severe weather day as Wednesday could be. So really interesting to see what Storm Prediction Center decides to do here for Thursday, if they put out a risk area or not, or if they just kind of keep it as right now, no area. So these storms up here in Nebraska are still pushing east. Wonder, I should see what Justin Franson, if he's out there, because he's in Sioux Falls, and these storms are kind of going to be heading up in his direction there. So we'll have to see if he gets anything later tonight or not. So got a wind damage report. Wind gust here of 60 miles per hour there in Polk County, Nebraska. They're 10 miles west of O'Neill, Nebraska, for that line of storms. So rather interesting. Take a look here at our models. I want to kind of see what we're looking at for the rest of this evening, especially when it comes to that dry line there across Texas. Let's take a look here, see what we got going on here. I'm going to share my screen here. Speaking of which, John, just kind of curious, what site do you typically like to use when you're looking at model forecasts? I mean, you're an experienced veteran storm chaser, so kind of share some of your wisdom and advice with us.
Well, I don't know about wisdom, but we'll give it a shot here. A lot of mine I try to play with. Let me see what the name of it is exactly. I have it bookmarked because my memory kind of sucks sometimes. COD Meteorology.
Okay, okay, nice. Yeah.
Use that one. And of course, the SPC and National Weather Service. I probably just get several opinions and then just kind of make my own opinion with it. That's what I like to do.
That works.
Follow just one thing. I just kind of play around with everything.
Yeah. Kind of combine them all together into a group. Oops, I just lost mine. There we go. So, not really what I'm looking for here. Let's see if we get anything to pop up here in the next several hours. Or not out there. Looks like we get one storm here. This pops up there. Oh, we actually might get a couple storms there. This is what, a 00Z? So, and it right now. So that's what everyone's waiting for right there. They're pretty much in the Shamrock area. Shamrock and just south. And then it quickly kind of dies out.
Yeah, so probably loses heating of the day.
Yep. The 00Z is the peak of it.
I know if I was out there, I sure would have hoped it would have did more by now.
But during daylight, yeah, because I mean, it's looking like. I mean, 00Z, that's now. Hold on, let's see here if we got our latest. Oh, hold up, let's come here. There's the new model run. Here we go. That's now, so we're supposed to have storms firing off. And yeah, see, there's the new model run that just came in. So really, down here in Texas, not looking that great. Those storms kind of die out, and that's it. So all those folks that played Texas, not looking like it's going to happen. Maybe one isolated cell here around Shamrock within the next hour or two, but I'm not feeling it. Looks like maybe up here in Oklahoma Panhandle there might be a couple, though. Maybe, for a brief moment. I mean, yeah, I mean, we've got ingredients. You've got, 2,500 Cape and decent shear environment there across Northeast Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle there. But that cap just does not want to break, apparently. New mesoscale discussion just put out here. This is for the cluster of storms here in Nebraska. Severe hail and wind threat will likely persist until around 2 to 3 Z before diminishing trend commences. So looks like another 2 or 3 hours out there in that area, getting into southeast South Dakota for the remainder of this evening. Loosely organized MCS, so I'm sure everyone's going to be antsy for tomorrow. It's not looking good for the remainder of tonight, especially there across Texas Panhandle. We only got...
There's lots of daytime heating, so that's probably contributing to it.
Yeah, the loss of daytime heating. That's an excellent point you make there, Laura.
And then the cap. That's what happened to me last summer. Every time a storm looked promising, there'd be cap issues. And it'd be blue sky bust.
Yep. Now, Laura, you've chased. I mean, have you ever like chased out in the plains, or really just kind of more northeast area and mid Atlantic?
I would love to chase in the plains one day, but due to two kids at home, I stick to western and central Pennsylvania.
Awesome. How long you been chasing for?
Since 2011, but I have always been into weather.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I am also trained as a Skywarn spotter, so I can report life-threatening events to the National Weather Service.
That's the way to do it. Definitely get that Skywarn training in. For those that are interested, always look up your local National Weather Service office. Usually they have a schedule of when they do Skywarn trainings in your area. I mean, sometimes you may have to drive an hour or two to get to it, but it's definitely valuable for sure.
I just
One nice
completed
thing,
one
it's
online.
free.
Say it again, Georgia.
I just completed one online
Mm-hmm.
and did that and got the set. I think it's the third or fourth one I've gotten.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So,
Third.
Georgia, I mean, well, how did you get started in following the weather and everything like that? Like, tell us about that.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I told you this one time before. Back in 1989, after my son was born, and me not paying attention to the weather, Hurricane Hugo shows up. I had no idea anything was happening. Needless to say, I started paying more attention after that, seeing as how we about lost everything.
That's definitely.
I drove through it too like a dummy. Didn't know what was going on.
Well, I mean, weather forecasting certainly has come a long way since Hurricane Hugo
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And
I didn't know the blue flashes I was seeing on the highway at 4 in the morning was actually power flashes.
yeah, you're like, oh, what's that?
Yeah. Well, 4 o'clock in the morning, I was pretty tired and sleepy. I was working a weird shift at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do something I haven't got to do yet. Hurricane hunting.
I didn't want to do it. It just kind of came up on me.
See, that's kind of more what I've done, John. I've done a lot more dealing with tropical storms and hurricanes. I actually lived down in Miami, Florida for about 6 years, and I was down there for both Hurricane Katrina, which the eye of that one came right over where we lived as a Category 1 hurricane, and also Hurricane Wilma, which was the strongest hurricane I've been in. That was a Category 3 hurricane there in South Florida. Then I've chased a couple. I mean, I've been in 12 different tropical storms and hurricanes, mainly in Florida and Georgia and South Carolina. So I did Hurricane Matthew. I did Tropical Storm Isaac. This past year, I did Irma as it came up through Florida. So it's kind of what I've done a lot more of is dealing with the tropical storms and hurricanes. So it's definitely different than chasing severe weather and stuff like that. Much longer duration event. You've got to get to your target like a day or two in advance before they start all the evacuations and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna have to do it.
You should. I mean, all you got to do is just go down, like when a hurricane's coming into Texas, and go down to Houston or something like that, and
Oh yeah.
do it. And do it. But John, I mean, for these next couple days, what's your advice to folks living out there in Oklahoma and Kansas and those areas?
Well, the most important thing is to keep updated with latest weather information. Like I said earlier, we haven't had any severe weather in this area in quite some time. So now is the time to get your plans ready. You might not need them, but there's always that chance you will. So it's always best to have your flashlights ready, your weather radios got new batteries in it, and so on. The way the forecast is going is just something to keep your eye on, but not be scared about. Just keep your mind on it and be prepared just in case.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that please keep your cell phones on their chargers in case you lose power.
That's a good
Yes.
tip too.
Yes.
Definitely a good tip.
Very good point.
So, and if you have, those portable cell phone chargers too, definitely make sure you charge those up as well. So, even once your cell phone starts running low, you can get an extra charge or two out of those portable battery chargers. I know Anchor has some great chargers and things like that. You can get different sizes, 6,000 milliamp or 20,000 milliamp, depends on, how much you want to spend.
We
But
have
I find
two.
those things are so helpful to get you through an extended power outage. Just gives you that extra juice that you need. And, you ain't got a TV or a radio or anything like that, and your phone's the way that you're getting warnings, then, that could potentially help save your life. So definitely be prepared and heed all warnings. And just remember the difference between a watch and a warning. Remember, if you have a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch issued for your area, it just means that conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms and or tornadoes to develop within and around the watch area. When a warning is issued, that means that either a severe thunderstorm or a tornado is ongoing at the time, and you need to take more immediate action, especially if you're in that warning area. So just keep that in mind too when you guys see, watches being issued, because watches are much longer duration events, whereas warnings are shorter duration events or more severe. So
I always tell everybody a watch covers a larger area and a warning covers a smaller area. And I always put on Facebook, whenever there's a watch, you want to pay attention to local media for changing conditions, stay weather savvy, and be prepared to get into your shelter in case a warning is issued.
exactly. Excellent advice. And hopefully, there won't be any loss of life with these storms over the next couple days, and folks prepared and ready. And like John said, just have that plan in place. Know where you're going to go and who to contact. Should weather rapidly change and be coming into your area. But looks like the rest of this evening, primary threats going to be damaging winds, still some large hail across portions of Nebraska up into southeast South Dakota. Still can't rule out, some isolated severe thunderstorms down in western Texas and western Oklahoma over the next couple hours, but really seems like that severe weather threat is diminishing compared to what we have up here in Nebraska and South Dakota this evening. So, but we'll have to keep an eye on it for sure. I mean, we had that one severe warning here earlier down in the Texas Panhandle, so we'll have to see if we get any new storms to fire off before things really get late.
Got a chance of one heading right there by Miami, Texas. It's kind of been gaining strength.
Yeah, this one here just south of Miami, Texas that you're talking about, I see that. They do have a significant weather advisory on that storm. They're saying penny-sized hail and wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. That storm's moving off to the northeast there at 40 miles per hour, so we'll keep an eye on that cell there starting to develop here. So there is one there. And let's see what we got going on down here. I mean, we still got these significant weather advisories as well, but I'm not seeing anything there. Those are old. I don't know why those did not pop off the map. Those are from 6:30. Oh, there we go. It's got a little hail core. 0.25 inch hail core on this Miami storm. So that could be that one that we were looking at on the models here. That's pretty much the right area there. So we'll see what happens over the next hour or two with that storm there. That'll make its way up toward Miami and down, probably past just south of Canadian Texas there, and then eventually up over toward Higgins area there in Arnett, Oklahoma. So keep an eye on that storm. I wouldn't be surprised if that eventually can get its act together. And we've still got this storm here west of Dodge City. That's moving off to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. Nickel size hail, wind gusts 50 to 55. So that's kind of just below severe criteria. So rather interesting. But we'll keep you guys updated. Definitely be sure to, follow our Twitter account and us on Facebook for weather updates throughout the next couple of days. Definitely listen to your local media for any watches and warnings for your area. This storm out here in southeast Oklahoma, southwest of Sioux Falls, looking pretty good. Still got some hail in there. Not looking too bad. Echo chops. Pretty tall thunderstorms there. About 40,000 feet. Not too bad. Yeah, that's going to probably be coming pretty close if it stays on its current track. Probably coming pretty close to the western side there of Sioux Falls here in the next hour or two, if it can hold together. Keyword, if it can maintain its intensity. As we saw with that earlier mesoscale discussion, they were saying that these storms may only make it till, 1 or 2 to 3 Z. So we'll have to see what happens. But no, it's definitely a great talking to you guys. John, definitely keep us updated on your chase plans. And we'll do whatever we can to help you out. But it's definitely been good talking with you guys here. And, hopefully, plan for the worst, hope for the best type of thing here these next couple days. I think May is going to be interesting. And who knows? We'll see how long this record-breaking no tornadoes in Oklahoma will last. Haven't had one today, so looks like we're going to potentially make it to May 1st without a tornado in the state of Oklahoma. So we'll see how long that'll last. But again,
stay safe chasing.
That again?
Please stay safe chasing.
Yeah. Well, I'm not chasing.
Yeah.
I know John will be chasing. Joey Moreno is going to be out there chasing. I think Ashley Shelby might be chasing. John Hale. I think that's it from extreme weather videos that we have chasing. But I know there's tons of people that are gonna be out there. So definitely hope they all stay safe. And hopefully there are any tornadoes. They're just over a nice wide open field and nice photogenic type tornadoes.
Amen.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So everyone could use some of those. But until next time, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel here for more awesome video. And we will see you guys next time.